Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about George Russell's contract with Mercedes, as well as an update on Max Verstappen. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with George Russell, and as we know, he's recently signed a contract extension with Mercedes. His previous contract ran out at the end of 2025, so something had to be done about his contract this year. Now, in my opinion, Russell has been one of the star performers of 2025. He's not in a title-winning car, but he's had multiple podiums, a few victories, and in my opinion, this has been his best season in a Mercedes since he joined the team in 2022. But from the outside, the contract situation hasn't looked the easiest. I mean, during the summer, Max Verstappen was linked with a potential move to Mercedes, and even though that eventually cooled down and Mercedes said they wanted to continue with Russell and Kimi Antonelli, we didn't hear anything about a contract extension until following the Singapore Grand Prix in October. And in its press release, Mercedes opted against specifying the exact length of Russell's new contract, saying that he'd just continue into 2026, and it was speculated that the team could renew its interest in Verstappen ahead of 2027. So yeah, as I say before now, not much has been said about the contract, but now Russell has confirmed that his new contract contains a clause that will seal his place at Mercedes for 2027 if he meets certain performance targets on track next season, with Russell telling The Telegraph, as quoted by Planet F1, "It's something I haven't actually said publicly, but the deal is, if I'm performing next year, we have a specific clause that if I reach a certain target, we will automatically renew for 2027. So my seat for 2027 is in my hands, so I'm not being strung along here. We're not going to be in the same position as we were 6 months ago. If I perform, and I don't want to go into details, but if I perform, then 100% I'll be staying." Russell also revealed that he originally intended to sign his new Mercedes contract as far back as October 2024, but now has secured substantially better terms as a result of the delay to the agreement, with Russell going on to say, "Everything works out for the best. I actually wanted to sign the deal back in October 2024, but the deal I got today is substantially better than what I would have got had I signed it then. So sometimes I think you just have to trust in your ability, and I feel I'm only getting stronger." Now, in my opinion, with the way Russell is performing, he will hit those targets, and it's very likely he will continue into 2027. I find it interesting, though, that that's how the deal has been structured. I mean, you look at Kimi Antonelli, this has been his rookie season, has 2025, and it's been an up and down year for him. Some performances have been good, some haven't, and the European part of the season was not good at all. So Antonelli still has to prove himself. So this kind of deal for Antonelli would make sense. But for Russell, he's a proven Grand Prix winner. He's got multiple podiums throughout his career. He's a very consistent driver, and while you've got to perform, of course, I find it interesting that targets have been placed in his contract. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to Max Verstappen, and as we know, it's all very close in the drivers' standings. I mean, Lando Norris currently leads it, Oscar Piastri is just 1 point behind, and Verstappen is 36 points behind Norris, so it's all very close between the top three drivers, and it's game on in the remaining 4 races of the season. And you wouldn't have thought Verstappen would be in this position before the summer break. He was so far behind the 2 McLaren drivers, but since the Italian Grand Prix, he has been finishing ahead of the McLarens and bringing that gap down. And Mexico actually was the first race since Monza that Verstappen has not finished in front of McLaren, with Verstappen finishing in P3 and Norris winning the Grand Prix. Still though, as I say, all very close in the championship. But while Verstappen has been bringing the points gap down, he has had to be wary of penalty points. Basically, he's been sat on 9 penalty points for a large chunk of this season, and at one stage it was even at 11. And with 12 points being the number for a race ban, Verstappen was basically 1 incident away really from a potential race ban. However, GP fans say that 3 penalty points will now drop from Verstappen's super license before the next event at the Brazilian Grand Prix, meaning he's now down to just 6 points. So therefore he is nowhere near the 12 needed for a race ban now. However, for Verstappen to win that 5th world title, he cannot have another weekend like Mexico, the Red Bull car was just not on the pace that weekend. Verstappen still did a very good job managing to get that car onto the podium, but yeah, the pace just was not there for Red Bull. You know, he qualified 5th on the grid, and Verstappen complained of having no grip, no traction, and no pace in the car. And speaking about the title, Verstappen said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "I lost 10 points to Lando, if you look at it like that. So I said before the weekend, everything needs to go perfect to win. And this weekend didn't go perfect. So that's your answer." I hope, of course, we won't experience a weekend like this again, but it still shows that we're not quick in every scenario. And that's what we need to understand, I think, a bit better. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And until the next one, take care.